Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, jump on in. I'm going to do a few updates and not going to take too long and talk a little bit about the anxiety around COVID vaccines and give a few pointers on how to get through. So come on in, jump in, let me know you're here. I'm only going to be on for a short time. Let me know you're here. Okay, cool. Let's get started. So listen, I'm going to start with a couple updates that I am excited to tell you guys about. First of all, we were supposed to have Barry Selby on here tonight. He had a family emergency and could not make it, but we will reschedule with him, and I can't wait until he can come back on. So my thoughts are with you and your family during this time, Barry. So updates. So listen, guys, I am trying to get my YouTube numbers up. I am trying to take this show to a network, and I'm trying to get my YouTube numbers up. So please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mental Health Talk with Dr. Leslie Rogers, where you'll see awesome, awesome, awesome discussions with guests. Also, Mental Health Talk is putting together short video clips for the holidays, and we're looking for guests. So if you're interested in doing a short video clip and you're interested in being featured on Mental Health Talk, please visit my website, www.mentalhealthtalk.live, and complete the guest form. Again, we're doing short video clips for the holidays, and people are going to be featured every day or even once a week in November and December. You can make a video of recipes, whatever you have, whatever you like to make a video of, but it's going to be short videos. So again, if you're interested in being featured on Mental Health Talk over the holidays, please again visit www.mentalhealthtalk.live to complete the guest form. So guys, next season, can you believe the season is almost up? Oh my gosh. Next season, we're going to start the season off with an episode on bullying. And you know, guys, I started Mental Health Talk in January, and I've always wanted to do a segment on bullying because I think it's so important, especially around suicides. And I've always wanted to do a show uh, to talk about the bully themselves, the victims, but the bully themselves. What does a bully look like? And I think that's important because oftentimes we see these shows and they talk about the victim, but what about the bully? What does that person look like? What does that person's background look like? So I think that's important. So that's going to start off next season. We are looking for guests. If you've experienced being a bully, or if you've experienced being a victim of bullying, please again visit www.mentalhealthtalk.live and fill out the guest form because we are looking for guests for that show that's going to kick off next season. Lastly, I am excited to announce the Mental Health Talk store will be opening soon. And there's a lot of awesome apparel that's going to be sold there, such as t-shirts, masks, and other stuff. So please keep watch out for the Mental Health Talk store that is going to be launched soon. I think within the next couple weeks. We have mugs. I love the mugs. So that will be launching soon. So that is updates. And I wanted to talk a little bit before I end. I want to talk a little bit about the vaccines. Everybody's talking about the COVID vaccines and the mandates. And I thought it would be important for me to come on here and just talk a little bit about that because there's a lot of anxiety going around the vaccines because it's mandated for one, right? We're being told that we have to do something. And if we don't become vaccinated, then there's consequences or potential consequences, right? So I wanted to jump on here and ask, how are you all feeling around that? I have been vaccinated. I was vaccinated because I was caring for my mother and my brother who were both ill. And so I became vaccinated. Now, if it wasn't for them, would I have become vaccinated? I don't know. I'm not sure. But for those of you that are out there that uh, are resistant toward being vaccinated, but being told that you have to, because if not, there are consequences. How are you feeling about that? So we've been talking about it a lot on Clubhouse. I have a Men Suffer Too club on Clubhouse, so we've been talking about it there. Then other groups have been talking about it on Clubhouse as well. And there are like really high charging emotions around this. I mean, like anxiety, low mood, anger, a lot of anger around the vaccine. So I just wanted to jump on here and talk a little bit about how to get around that. I received an email. Someone sent me an email where a media outlet was asking about what should managers do to help support their employees. So I put together a little write-up, and that's what we're going to talk about for a few minutes now. So coping during the vaccine mandates. First of all, recognize your feelings. A lot of us are angry, right? Especially because, again, because it's mandated. Mandated meaning that you have to do something, especially if you're in a work environment, especially your federal government are being mandated to take these vaccines. And how do you feel about that, right? Some feel that it's a matter of taking away power and control, taking away your right to choose, right? Your right for choice. How are you all feeling about that? So my suggestion is for managers, right? I'm going to start with managers and then I'll go to everyone, right? So you'll see me go back and forth. So for managers, I encourage you to promote dialogue around this topic, especially around emotions. For example, implement a mental health day, a mental health day where employees can attend either voluntarily or via assignments, right? For example, you can have a mental health day and have employees come and have professional physicians or et cetera to come and speak during those days to dispel myths around the vaccine to kind of reduce anxiety. Or you can have assignments, make assignments, like assign employees to go to like workshops or what have you. On certain days to talk about it. So again, I hold rooms on Clubhouse, and one of the things I do in my Men Suffer Too group is I've started inviting physicians to come and speak about the vaccines to kind of dispel myths or to decrease anxiety. And it's been actually great. And I really do encourage, if you are all managers that are watching the show, to kind of promote professionals to come and speak about the vaccines to dispel myths and decrease anxiety. Groups are especially good for this because what groups do, it allow the members to validate each other's emotions and normalize the experiences, which are great. So groups are great too. So you can initiate groups within the workplace to allow your employees to talk about what they're feeling and to ask questions as well to kind of decrease anxiety. And for everyone, I specifically wanted to talk about children. Now I think they're coming out with soon to be mandates for children as young as 5, I hear. So, one thing I encourage you all that have, it has to be age appropriate, of course, but you all that have children to talk to your children about how they're feeling. Ask your children how they're feeling, right? Because you want to normalize and validate their experiences too. If you're angry and anxious and confused about the COVID and the vaccines, how do you think your children are feeling, right? So speak to them, talk to them, and you might have to become a bit vulnerable by sharing how you're feeling as well. I think that when you become vulnerable with children, it validates their experiences because remember, they're going to school with masks and, anxiety is not knowing what's to come or not knowing what's going to happen or fear of what's going to happen. So trying to reduce anxiety by talking about it and by promoting discussion and letting your children know it's okay because I feel this way too, right? So it's important to include your children in these discussions too. Um, Again, age appropriate, but if your children are going to school, I would definitely talk to them as well. Going back to managers, again, hold workshops where medical professionals can come and speak about COVID and the vaccine mandates to reduce anxiety. Remember, people are losing their jobs. They're being denied health care benefits, etc., for not having been vaccinated. Um, I was speaking to someone the other day, and her husband is on dialysis, and because he's not getting vaccinated, they sent a letter saying that, um, I don't want to quote this, but he's been taken off of the kidney donor list. Oh, I just thought that was horrible, horrible, because he's not vaccinated. He can no longer be on a kidney donor list. So this stuff is real. It's real. And how is this impacting your mood? How is this impacting your mental health? And the best thing is to talk about it. So for everyone, I encourage you to ask questions and keep up to date with job policies. Ask questions and keep up to date with job policies. Keep up with research about COVID and its vaccines. There is so much information out there. You can become inundated with so much information. I'm like, what do you believe and what do you don't believe? Right? What do you believe and what do you don't believe? What's true and what's not true? So, in asking the medical professionals that I have spoken with about research and what sites to go to, sites that pop up are CDC and FDA, Food and Drug Administration. And I posted links actually on this. There's links posted, and I'll post the same links on Facebook above the video as well. To go and ask questions. The links that I posted have myths and facts, and also talk about the purpose of the vaccine. Going back to employers, encourage employee assistance program and encourage engagement with employee assistance program or community care resources via your health insurance or other insurances. And for everyone, if anxiety is significant and you're experiencing the anxiety symptoms such as rapid heartbeat sometimes, sweaty palms, uh, physiological symptoms such as headaches or things of that sort, anxiety symptoms, panic attacks, which I've heard people say that they've been experiencing since this. First, go to your primary care physician and rule out any other medical condition. But if that's ruled out, maybe engage in therapy to kind of learn tools to reduce anxiety, learn tools to reduce panic attacks, because this world that we're in right now is anxiety provoking. I too get anxious often. I get anxious every time I walk out my house. I'm anxious about contracting COVID. So again, become engaged in therapy and encourage your employees to engage in therapy or employee assistance program. This was important, I thought, and I added this in the write-up that I sent to that media outlet. It is very important for employers, such as managers, to have mental health days as well. Hey, listen, just because you're a manager doesn't mean that you're exempt from feeling low emotions as well. So managers, mental health days for managers as well. Managers struggle too. Employers are also engaged to be vulnerable with employees around this topic. I don't want to talk to my manager if they can't talk to me about how they're feeling too. You can manage and become vulnerable a little bit. Hey, listen, I'm anxious too. As a manager, I have children. That's going back to school, that's going back to college. As a manager, become vulnerable and with your employees and talk about what you're feeling as well. Because I think that this helps to reduce anxiety. Again, the idea is to normalize experiences and validate experiences. You're not the only one. We feel this way too, right? So managers get involved, be vulnerable, because managers are human as well. Another thing you can do in the workplace is create pairs of support systems For example, you can assign 2 or 3 people to a group with the goal of reaching out to each other on non-work days to check in on one's well-being, just to talk to, right? Assign groups, peer groups, if you will, to kind of reach out to their peers every now and again and say, "Hey, how are you doing? What's going on? How are you feeling today?" Right? And to kind of talk about emotions and things of that sort. I think that helps too to reduce anxiety as well. Lastly, so in summary, the best approach is to create and encourage ongoing dialogue around mental health, specifically COVID related mandates as they impact mental health. Again, managers show vulnerability when approaching these topics and any topic around mental health. Um, so again, I just wanted to jump on here. Um, there's a huge divide between who's vaccinated and who's not vaccinated. It's horrible, horrible. And when I listen to these talks and when I go on Clubhouse and listen to everyone that talks, guess what? It becomes overwhelming. And if it becomes overwhelming for me, I know for you out there, sometimes it becomes overwhelming for you all as well. Take breaks from listening to this stuff all the time. Shut your TV down if you have to. Maybe listen to the news once a week or twice a week, but or maybe a couple hours a day. But give yourself an outlet and do something fun. Spend time with family and children. The holidays are coming up, and there's been a lot of loss, a lot of loss. So it's going to be hard for many people. Be support systems for each other, and recognize that your feelings are real. Um, I am going to have someone on here. I think it's in a couple weeks. I'm not sure. That's going to come on here. He's a surgeon. I think a heart surgeon. He's going to come on and actually talk about the vaccines and answer any questions that you have. Again, this is about mental health, and these mandates are directly impacting mental health in so many ways. So, my name is Dr. Leslie Rogers. I am a psychologist and host of Mental Health Talk. I hope this has been informative for you all. And every opportunity that I get, I'll jump on here and kind of do something to decrease anxiety and improve mood. So, thank you guys for jumping in. And until next time, I'll see you soon.